Welcome back, rock stars. I'm Rocky. Today I'm here with volleyball player Manu Johnsen, who plays here at Kennesaw State University.
Thank you so much for having me. Appreciate it.
Of course, thanks for coming being on the show. Manu, your accomplishments this season are outstanding. How do you balance the pressure of being named first team all conference and setting so many records with the everyday grind of training and competition?
I will say having awesome coaching staff is definitely being very helpful for me, especially being from overseas. And I have very patient teammates as well. I'm very comfortable with my team, so being very comfortable on the team and having amazing coaching staff makes it so much easier to go to the gym and wanting to perform every day because you're in there with amazing people who's also grinding a lot and inspires you every single day.
Do you have any shout outs for your coaches?
Um, Wait, which shout out should be like just my coach's names or?
Yeah.
Yeah, like I would like to shout out my coach Keith and Karen Fitter and Ashley and everyone like because they're those are the coaches because we get to rest a lot of days that other programs definitely don't. So we're lucky, very grateful for that.
Awesome. I can't help but to notice your accent. Where are you from?
I'm born in Cameroon and I moved to Denmark in 2024, and I've been living there till 2022, where I moved here in August of 2022.
Mhm.
So that's where that accent is coming from.
Okay, cool. I love it. Can you tell us about being here in the US and any adjustments you've had to make?
I will say that it has been some adjustments. Like one thing I've noticed that is very different from overseas is y'all's toilet seats are so far down. Like I have
The
to the
toilet?
toilet seats are so far down. Like I have to squat every time I want to go to the restroom. Where like in Europe I don't have to, and y'all have like a weird C shape to your toilet seat, and then
Hmm.
there's that little hole. I don't understand the purpose of that. Like that's when and at hotels
Hmm.
you guys don't have like the poop thing.
Oh, the bidet.
Yeah, the poop thing.
Okay.
Like that was a weird experience when we had to room up, and I was like, why is there not a thing?
Okay, well, how well adjusted are you now?
Well, now I'm used to that, but that was some of the more noticeable things I noticed. There's not like common in terms of because I could have said the geography thing with like Americans not knowing often like where Denmark is.
Oh,
You know what I'm saying? But I
yeah,
didn't want to go with that one.
that is very true. We're not too good with geography. So you've already earned several Player of the Week honors, and you were just named Player of the Year by your peers at the Owl Choice Awards. How does this recognition motivate you going into each match? Do you feel extra pressure, or does it fuel your performance?
I think for me, like, it's awesome to see that your work has gotten recognized, especially because there's some amazing out athletes here.
Hmm.
Like Kaylee, the thrower, is that her name? Kaylee?
Callie.
Callie? Yeah.
Hmm.
She's breaks records to left and right every year. So, like, player, like, athletes like her are amazing. So, like, being able to be honored against someone like her is pretty cool because, like, I feel like there's so many awesome athletes. So, being recognized by the other athletes is very honorable. And I feel like for me, it motivates me more, but I also don't want to like stress too much about it because at
Hmm.
the end of the day, like I only have one more year, and I would love to like be able to perform to my fullest potential and like work on some of the skills I'm not as good at, so I could be a more let's see more resilient during the season and like be a better passer for my team. So, because that's really what we need. Because attacking is like my thing. So, I really want to develop the skills I'm not as great as.
Okay. Being second on KSU's all-time points list with 510.5 points in 2023 is a major achievement. Looking back on that season, what do you think contributed most to your success in racking up those points?
I would say definitely the coaching staff trusting in me. Because like at the end of the day, they're the one putting in the rotations, and
Mhm.
I've gotten so lucky that I got to play all six rotations.
Okay.
So I'm never really outside the court, which makes it easier for me to like achieve more points since I'm always up on the court. And again, like being an older player, I think that's very beneficial because it means I've just played longer than majority of the people on our team.
Mhm.
So I like that I have been lucky enough to have the opportunity to start college a little bit later and be more mature mentally. Because if I would have started college when other people did, I would have made it. I wouldn't have made it. Yeah.
So, what percent of the game do you think you play? Like 90%?
Oh, I play all of them.
Oh, you play the entire
I
time?
played the entire time.
Whoa.
Out of this season we played 30 games I think, and
Mhm.
I played all balls. There was no ball I was sitting out. Last year I was sitting out one game because I had a oopsie and I forgot to show up at weights, and then my punishment was sitting out a game. But I was supposed to play all games that year too. But
So you're really healthy then.
healthy me?
Mhm.
Let's just say that. Let's just say that.
You've broken multiple records here at KSU, including the most kills per set in single season total kills. Which record are you most proud of and why?
I think the one I don't know which one I'm the most proud of. I think for me, they all mean something to me, like individually.
Mhm.
There's one record that I'm so upset about that I don't have because I'm always 1 point away from breaking it.
Really?
I always like I've had like 3 games where I've had 27 kills, which is like the second most all time kills in a game.
Mhm.
But like I just needed one more point to like have it, and I'm so frustrated that like I didn't get it this year
To get 28.
to get 28. Like I just needed 28, and I have been at 27 3 times.
So would 28 put you first, or would it still be?
It would tie me with the other goal.
So tie you for first?
Yeah. But then, because I'm the other one, I'm tying for like most kills all time in a season with another goal too.
Mhm. Yeah.
But the one who's above me right now, she also had already played her 4th year, so like I have a whole another year to.
I was
break
gonna
that.
say you have a whole nother year, so keep hope.
Thanks.
You've also had an incredible run in beach volleyball, winning back-to-back Danish championships in 2023 and 2024. How does your experience in beach volleyball complement your indoor game? And what has it taught you about your overall approach to the sport?
Beach volleyball have helped me tremendously mentally because like only being 2 people on the court
Mhm.
puts you in a lot of pressure, and you have to be able to like handle your frustrations better because like if you start tanking in beach volleyball, there's no one else but your partner to pick you up, and it's so much easier to like target one person
Mhm.
when there's only 2. So it has helped my mental game a lot more. It has helped my technical aspect way more too because I have to play way more defense and have to read the game better, and like your form just gets so much better for indoor because if you can run in sand and jump in sand, like your vertical obviously is going to increase so much
Mhm.
moving
Yes.
inside, and so I just feel way more explosive and better at playing defense because I could feel that like I could pass better this year after I've played beach because this was my first summer playing pro beach volleyball.
Oh, whoa.
So like I got to be in Switzerland, I got to play in Turkey, I got to play in 4 different countries this summer, which really like developed my physical ability and skill sets for indoor too, but also just beach. So I would really recommend it for any indoor play out there
Okay.
to like do both. Like I feel like both helps contributing to each other.
Okay.
Definitely.
Who do you play for?
Like pro.
Yeah.
So like the way pro beach volleyball works is like you have to play with a Danish person because I'm a
Mhm.
Danish citizenship.
Right.
So like my partner has to be Danish.
Mhm.
So my partner's Sophia and she's 6'2". So like
Whoa.
she's the blocker and I'm the defender.
Okay.
So like we don't really have a team we play for.
Well, like, do you play for like Nike or do they have that?
So like in terms of sponsors, we have to
Mhm.
find our own sponsors.
Right.
So like our sponsors are called Ida. So
Mhm.
like that's a Danish brand. So like
Okay.
they sponsor us with their clothes, and then we have other sponsors for like or to fund our like travels because it's expensive to like travel from country to country and
Right.
get hotels and stuff. So like in terms of clothes sponsors, is a Danish funded brand called Ida.
Hmm.
And in terms of like traveling, we've been so lucky that the Danish Federation actually like covers majority of our
And did you reach out to them, or
um
did they reach out to you guys?
so like I won the Danish championship for the first time 2 years ago. And that was when they asked me if I would be interested to like be a part of the national team.
Okay.
So the girl I have right now have been on the national team for like 6 years or something, a long time. And her old partner kind of got tired of playing because they've been playing those two for so long.
Hmm.
So I just kind of they swapped me out with her. So I got to play like my partner right now is really really good. She had a ninth place in the European Championships in 2022 or something around those lines. So she's really good, and I really enjoy playing with her. And it's very important when you only two people to like have a good connection because that's like half of it. I feel like.
So, how do you stay adaptable in both sports?
I would say for indoor, being in the sand prior to going here, like me playing 3 months of beach volleyball and having like between 4 and 6 games every week
Hmm.
is definitely keeping me in shape for like indoor.
Okay.
It's harder for me to stay in shape for beach because like I don't get to be in the sand as much off season because it's hard with like the weather right now. It's
Right.
pretty cold. I'm not gonna go out there in 50 Fahrenheit and play.
Right.
And it's also just hard to find teammates who are like willing to play. But not just that, like my teammates' level of beach volleyball is like not near what I'm used to play.
Hmm.
So it's harder to stay in shape for that. But the best you can do is just going home and then practice a lot on the sand with the national team and stuff.
Okay. You've been named preseason All Conference ASUN for 2023 and Conference USA for 2024. How do you approach a new season with such high expectations?
I think for me, like moving conference this year was like a relief because it was like no one really know me. I felt like the expectations to me were way lower because
Hmm.
like the conference doesn't really know me.
Right.
And I was very excited to play in Conference USA because the teams are better, and it's very nice to get the opportunity to play better teams than like no hate on ASUN. No hate on ASUN. But like I feel like the bottom level in Conference USA is just significantly higher than the bottom level in ASUN because like we had love you guys Queens, but like Queens were a second division team that moved up. So like red games were you knew you were pretty much was gonna win that game every single time. But like in Conference USA, you there's so many of the teams that are so close. So like we didn't really know who was gonna get away with get away with it because the middle teams were so close that like from seed 8 all the way to like 1 could have been
Oh,
anyone's
wow.
game because the conference is just that good and so close level like in terms of level. So it was really cool to play in such a great conference with such a young team. So like I'm excited to play next year when we don't have like 6 freshmen anymore and our freshmen have gone through a whole off season and gotten a little bit more seasoned because we got some good freshmen and they're gonna be so good, which is
Hmm.
exciting for the program.
I love when it's anyone's game. It's so exciting to watch.
I agree.
As someone who's consistently earned all conference honors, what part of your game do you focus on improving the most during the off season?
Definitely my defense. I'm very good at hitting, and I can also work on my block, my blocking. So like I would say, for my team's sake, I need to be better at like ball handling the ball and play defense and pass the ball because that's what I'm worse at.
Hmm.
And so that's really my focus this spring, and it was also a big of the focus last spring. So since we don't have as many defensive specialists this year, I really have to like work on that skill, which is challenging for me because it's obviously not something I'm great at, and no one loves working on stuff you're not great at. But at the end of the day, it's going to develop me as a player, and I want to be able to go play pro and like not be scared of my level of passing before going.
Hmm.
So like having so much individual practice and get to focus so intensely about that is very awesome. And I'm starting to actually enjoy it now. But my freshman year and last spring, it was rough. It was rough, but it's definitely getting better, and it's nice to see that the improvements you're making are paying off.
Just takes practice.
It sure does.
And you're a biology major, correct?
Yes.
How do you juggle academics and volleyball?
Yeah, the first 2 years really didn't like. I mean, I did because I still got a good grade and stuff. But
Mhm.
I think it's you really have to find the right balance and compromise. Sometimes you might not need to get a straight A because if it hurts your mental state that you want to go for that A,
Mhm.
maybe trying to accept a B is okay. So like, but also a motivation for me is I want to graduate earlier. So like, I'm graduating in December.
Oh,
So
congrats.
thanks. So like, I have 21 credits this semester and I had 18 when I was in season last semester. So I think like for me, it's a big motivation to know that I'm finishing earlier, so I have the opportunity to play pro faster instead of staying have it easier in terms of academics. But then I would feel like the half the half of the year I'm here, I would be like, what am I doing here? Like I could have been somewhere else and played pro. I could have been playing beach with my partner, traveling all across the world because there's literally world tours all over the world. So that's why I'm like, I feel like my motivation for doing well in my academics is literally just the fact that I know I can go home earlier and want to start my master's in molecular genetics because I'm able to study that while I'm playing. So that's the goal.
21 credits is a lot. I must say, most people only take 12 to 15. So I applaud you on that. That's a lot on your plate. What resources at the school have been most beneficial in staying on top of your schoolwork?
Definitely my academic advisor. Shout out to Dr. Kennedy. Also the other one I have for like my actual major, who's not
Hmm.
just like the volleyball advisor,
But the schools.
but the school's
Hmm.
advisor. I like definitely don't always just trust your own advisor. Your own advisor is great, but you definitely should
Your
look
sports
into
advisor?
yeah. Don't just
Mhm.
trust your sport advisor. It's a partnership with
Yes.
your biology department or whatever major people have. And like I'm in America and people pay for school here, and it shows in the sense of I have office hours. That's not something we have back home. So like I utilize that a lot. I think it's amazing how I can ask my teachers if they have time to meet with me one on one because like their office hours are on top of like another class I already have or on top of practice.
Hmm.
So I think it's like amazing how flexible teachers are with being able to like accommodate you with meeting one on one with you once or twice a week. And I think it's awesome that we have a writing center for like when you have to do paperwork and stuff. And says that we have student center
Student athletic.
athletics success center. I don't know.
Yes.
It was a
Yes.
sure.
That was good. Yeah.
The place we're actually in right now. Like I think it's amazing that we have that because they have helped me a lot with tutors. I like 3 math tutors my first year because it was just beneficial that we have all of that. And there's like the math building,
Hmm.
and literally you can get the help if you want to. And then also like again having my coaches has been a very stable resource to me. And the good thing about being at a smaller school, there's not like Texas Longhorns and stuff,
Hmm.
is that like our people actually work at the same building. So like it's really nice that I know the people who's like in charge of volleyball finances and like the people who's in charge of like sports in general because they're all in the same office. So if I want to like sit in their office and just have a conversation, I can do that. Like Tamika is one of them.
Hmm.
So I like some of the others. I think that's amazing. Like how close you can be with like the whole athletic department and the people working within it is awesome.
You've set individual records, but volleyball is a team sport. What role do you see yourself playing as a leader on the court, and how do you motivate and support your teammates?
So I think for me, um, I like to think I'm leading by example. I don't like necessarily. I'm not the best on being on time and stuff like that. When recommend, like I'm so structured in terms of school. Like I'm equally as unstructured as I'm structured.
Hmm.
But I think in a lot of ways, like even though I'm the oldest person on the team, like the young ones are helping me out because like I need someone to like get me to practice or like keep me in check on like am I practicing at 7 tomorrow or am I practicing at 8 a.m. and stuff like that. So like for me, my role on the team as a leader is really not the leader in terms of scheduling because that's not me, but I'm more so someone who leads by example. And I wouldn't necessarily say that like I'm the one that you like go to in terms of like team issues.
Okay.
I'm literally just there playing sport. Love my team and I love to hang out with them, but like at the end of the day, my leader always really just like leading by example and scoring points. That's literally how I see my role.
Okay. And you told me that 6 new players came in this previous season. How do you foster a sense of camaraderie and chemistry within your team, especially with new players coming in each year?
Me personally, I like to have a conversations with them. So like I edit all of them on like iMessage.
Hmm.
So I had all of them on my phone, and I would like snap with them, and I would call some of them, like depending on like how much I could tell that they wanted to interact with me or not.
Okay.
So like, because for me, I felt like coming in as a freshman, it's nice to have someone that you have talked to and have conversations with. So like I try to do a really good job of like asking, hey, how has your season gone, and having conversations with them and like FaceTime with them because it felt like that made it easier for me to actually have a relationship to the freshmen prior to coming here. So like I've been really good at like staying in touch with the newcomers since I was a sophomore pretty much. And it helped me a lot and I feel like they've felt more comfortable too because it's just more comfortable feeling like I have a friend coming into it.
Awesome. And aside from the 28 kills that you're looking to achieve, what with your one final collegiate season under your belt, what are your goals for this year?
For this year, I would love to be able to pass better. Not that like my passing was horrible last year, but like I would like to do a better job at passing. I would like to break the all-time record in kills. So like I really want that one.
28.
The like the most amount of kills ever.
Oh, ever.
Yeah, like I
Okay.
really want that one. Because the one who currently has it is my teammate's sister.
Okay.
Shout out to Lauren Chastain. But I'm coming for you. um, yeah, I think I'm like 350 something points away, and I've had over 400 kills the last 2 seasons. So it's definitely doable if I don't get injured.
God, don't even
I
say
don't
that.
know. Like,
You
you never
got
know.
it.
You
You
never
got
know.
it.
So I really want that. I would love us for us as a team to freaking win a semifinal for once because I'm so tired of losing in the semifinals every freaking year. Because we have so much talent in our team that we can definitely do better than this fourth place, even though we
Hmm.
move conference and stuff.
Right.
Yeah, the 28 is still there, but I would say those are like the only the only things I have. I really want to win a semifinal and not get kicked out
Okay.
on that round.
What has the support from your school, teammates, and fans meant to you throughout your time here at KSU?
It's meant a lot. Like our like fans are very supportive,
Mm.
and like our sponsors, donors, whatever. Like for me, it's weird to call them donors because like I really like them as individuals and as people, and I think it's very amazing that like there are so many people out there to like care for our program and come to like every single one of our games because they just love our team and love our sport. That's something that like I honestly didn't even expect that was a thing moving here because I never saw that in Denmark.
Hmm.
So like moving here and having to like sign posters after games every Friday and having QAs and stuff is very cool to have because I remember when I was younger and I saw some really good players. I wish I had the opportunity to like talk with them or like have conversations with them, and they're really appreciated. So like I've had times where I've gone to like some of the girls' volleyball games because they came to my game. So I'm like,
Hmm.
if you guys come to my game, I would love to like watch them play too. So there has been some different times where I've gone to like some of our fans' games because they supported me. So like I might as well support them too.
That must feel incredible.
They're so cute.
Yeah.
They're so cute.
What's been your most memorable moment so far here?
Oh, there are a couple. I feel like I think the journey of friendships itself has been very incredible to me.
Okay.
I came in, and I don't know why I've been like this, but I have always had like the attitude as like I'm not friends with teammates. Not that I hate them,
Okay.
but like I feel like I have so much outside of volleyball, and we
Mhm.
spend so much time together, like even more here than back home. Because back home I would only see them like those 2.5 hours I was in the gym and then go home. But like here, you leave, eat, and breathe on top of each other.
Yes, it's so hard not to become friends.
Exactly. So like I think that was like an aspect that was hard for me to change. Because again, like I'm usually not the type to be friends. Like not that I dislike the teammates, but I'm usually just not the type to be like friends with my teammates. So I think like developing friendships with them and like get outside of my stupid duck stuff. I was very stuck up in like Denmark in comparison in my first year to
Mhm.
the extent where like it was not healthy. And I'm very grateful for like my teammates being so patient with me and try to like meet me in like where I was coming from with my frustrations of being here. And it got to a point where like I became very, very close with them. And it was like people I thought I was never gonna be friends with my freshman years for real, but like then everything changed. So I would say that's like a very memorable like
Experience.
experience to me. So like I don't have like one in particular like moment
Mhm.
that did it for me, but like I felt like the whole journey of my freshman year to my sophomore year and finishing my sophomore year was like the journey for me.
That's beautiful. Given your success, what does life after college look like for you?
Oh, that's a tricky one. I think like I know for a fact that December 2025 I'm out of here this year so fast. So I want to play pro beach again, but like full time.
Okay.
So like me and my partner, we're gonna go to way more tournaments, and we're gonna do way more like volleyball camps. Is that what it's called? Like we go somewhere and
And
play with
learn.
other people
Oh.
who wants to like play pro as well.
Mhm.
And I want to do that unless I luck in a deal with like a pro team here. Then I would do that first, and then do beach volleyball because like 60,000 like per semester for being on the bench. I would
Oh.
gladly sit on that bench. Like if I just get the
Really?
spot, I don't care. 60,000 for like a 4 month season for being on the bench, like that's the minimum wage.
I don't think you'd be on the bench.
We'll see. We'll see.
Okay, finally, for younger athletes looking up to you and hoping to follow in your footsteps, what advice would you give them? What advice would you give them to succeed both academically and athletically?
Um, Athletically, I would say keep playing as long as you feel like the sport is fun. Definitely find coaches again that cares about you so much more as an individual than an athlete. Because like at the end of the day, like being in a program where you know the coaches are not going anywhere is so much more important than knowing the, like if you like the girls because the
Right.
players comes and go all the time. So like I would say find coaches if you're gonna go to college or whatever that you feel very confident is not gonna transfer or like leave,
Hmm.
and then find a coaching staff that you like most because like again the players goes and leaves and keep playing because you think it's fun. Like if you feel like you're losing the joy in the game, it's also healthy to take a break. Like me personally, I had a year where I didn't play at all
Oh, wow.
from like when I was 16, 17. So like sometimes you need breaks, sometimes you don't, and as long as you enjoy the game, that's the most important thing to me at least. Yeah.
Awesome.
So play as long as you think it's fun, and academically you got to stay on top on it. Make a Google Calendar. Make sure you go to office hours. I honestly don't understand why people wouldn't go to them, but that's just me personally.
I don't go to them.
A lot of people don't, and I like
I
it when
don't go
people
to
go because
them.
then it becomes a one-on-one session for me. But I would definitely utilize it if you're someone who like wants to do well and wants to get like a really good grade because I know like it's just very beneficial.
Awesome. Well, I just want to say thank you so much for coming on and talking with me. And I wish you the best of luck in your upcoming season. And hopefully, I can get to talk to you again.
Thank you, and good luck to you in your season. You're the one who's in season.
Thank you.
You should do an interview for you.
Okay. Okay.
It's a shame you can't interview yourself. That would have been a good one.
You think so?
Yeah.
No.
Rock
Rock
out.
out.